Hansel and Gretel. The adventure in the candy cottage. Once upon a time, in a small village near a dense forest, there lived a brother and sister named Hansel and Gretel. After their mother passed away, their father, a kind woodcutter, remarried, hoping to give them a family once again. However, their stepmother was cold-hearted and cruel. She made Hansel and Gretel work tirelessly from dawn till dusk, giving them only scraps of food to eat. One fateful night, Hansel and Gretel overheard their stepmother complaining about the expense of feeding them. "We can barely afford food for ourselves," she exclaimed to their father. Their father protested, but she insisted that the children would be better off fending for themselves. Fearing for their lives, Hansel and Gretel decided to escape. Into the woods the next morning, before the sun rose, the two siblings tiptoed out of the house and into the forest. They walked for hours, clutching each other's hands, determined to find a new home. As the sun set, the forest became darker, and their stomachs growled in hunger. Just as they were about to lose hope, a sweet aroma filled the air. Following the delicious scent, they stumbled upon the most extraordinary sight, a cottage made entirely of candies, chocolates, and cookies. The roof was layered with gingerbread, the windows were framed with licorice, and the walls glistened with colorful candy bricks. "This must be a dream," Gretel whispered, her eyes wide. Hansel grinned and broke off a piece of chocolate from the doorframe. Just as they began nibbling, an old woman appeared at the door. She was hunched over, her eyes twinkling behind her spectacles. "Come inside, my dears," the woman said in a kind voice. "You must be starving. I have plenty of food for you." The hidden danger grateful and desperate, Hansel and Gretel followed the woman into the house. The inside was even more enchanting, filled with pies, cakes, and every treat imaginable. But the moment they stepped in, the door slammed shut. The old woman's kind smile twisted into a wicked grin. She was not an ordinary old lady, but a cunning witch. "I've been waiting for children like you," she cackled. She locked Hansel in a cage and turned to Gretel. "You'll do all my chores while I fatten up your brother. When he's plump enough, I'll have him for dinner." Terrified, Gretel had no choice but to obey the witch. She cleaned house, cooked meals, and pretended to be meek while secretly plotting a way to save Hansel. The clever plan: the witch would check on Hansel daily, poking him to see if he had gained weight. But Hansel, clever as he was, tricked her by sticking out a thin bone from his cage instead of his finger. Still too skinny, the witch grumbled, frustrated. One day, the witch lost her patience. "I can't wait any longer," she declared. "I'll boil him into soup tonight." She ordered Gretel to prepare a cauldron of boiling water. As the witch leaned over to check the water, Gretel seized her chance. Summoning all her courage, she pushed the witch into the cauldron with a mighty shove. The witch screamed, but it was too late. The siblings were finally free. A treasure found. Gretel quickly unlocked Hansel's cage, and together they explored the house. In a hidden chest, they found sparkling treasures, gold coins, jewels, and pearls. "We'll never go hungry again," Hansel exclaimed. They filled their pockets with as much treasure as they could carry and left the candy cottage behind. Using the breadcrumbs Hansel had secretly dropped earlier, they found their way back home. A happy ending. When they reached their village, they were overjoyed to reunite with their father, who had been searching for them tirelessly. Upon seeing the treasure, their father realized they would never have to struggle again. As for the stepmother, she had disappeared, unable to face the guilt of her cruelty. Hansel, Gretel, and their father lived happily ever after, their bond stronger than ever. They learned that with courage, cleverness, and love, even the darkest moments could lead to the brightest futures.